she dropped her mic. So she can't read.
Spiritual questions, part 3. Dave Ferguson, but I don't know where he is. Nick, you entertain us in front of that camera.
One sec. Fixing the framing on camera 2, and then I will gladly oblige.
Look, it's Nick fixing the framing.
Nice. You got. Did someone just say Nick? This is the most sensitive zoom I've ever used. Oh my goodness.
Where'd the talent go? Oh.
He's
here?
Oh no, I don't know. Aaron went to go
Okay.
for him. Is it good now? Is it fine?
Everything's looking pretty decent.
Yeah, I think so.
The vlog is on approaching hour 6. No, 5.
We're at hour 5.
We are at hour 5. And
it's going to be the hour 5 will basically be the entire Ignite shoot. Do we want to run another GoPro?
I have one in the back, but it turned off for some reason.
Do you want to run the SJC GoPro in the back?
Sorry, I was
I'm down. Okay, Cameron, come tell me if I'm crazy, okay?
I can do that without.
Look at the wall. Now, the top is now level, right? But if I were to pan up, look.
Can I speak?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I think
Hello?
it's the wire. I think that wire's
what'd you
throwing you
say?
off, dog.
Aw, that's cute. Where'd you learn that from?
Alright, so we want the SJC GoPro back there?
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I have white, I believe. But yeah, I don't know why it stopped filming. How are you feeling, Sarah?
Well, I also
There we go.
Yeah, so
This way we got talent here. Let's get it mic'd up.
Hi.
Alright, here I come.
What are we looking for?
Hi, Pastor Ferguson. How are you?
I am well, thank you for asking.
That's great to hear. So this will just have you put in your pocket, and then if you guys kind of thread this up through your shirt and clip it on.
Yep. X, I find
Oh,
if
yeah.
it's okay with you,
Yeah.
gravity tends to do a good job.
Absolutely.
Do you want a water?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I gotcha.
What's this?
The cart right over there. I'm gonna run a couple water.
All right, you're professional at this. I mean, you should be, right?
Do it an awful lot.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
So-
Doing
That's
well.
awesome.
All right, cool. So we got you mic'd, we got Aaron mic'd, and we have Pastor Ferguson mic'd. So
Yes, sir.
we're set. All right, thank you. All right. Not yet.
Actually, let's do it this way.
Okay, let's move this. All right, do we have everything lined up in the back? Okay. Fantastic.
Good. Probably want this on, or is it on?
I think it's already on.
All right.
Hey, his mic's on in the back, right?
Are we good? Makeup wise, we're not too shiny? Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you tell me. You want makeup?
I mean, I don't usually put it on.
Do you want to be de-shinified?
Yeah.
Are we overly shiny?
It's so
Because if not,
probably
then we don't have to do makeup.
How shiny are we on a scale of
How do they look in
Glistening
Glistening to angelic.
throw muddy in there as a option as
Ask
well?
him to talk.
Hey, anybody in the back? I need...
Nick, ask me
Oh,
to talk.
yes, please. Could you
Yeah,
please
Well,
count to
good
10
news
for
is I
us?
was talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Perfect.
10.
That good?
Good.
9.
That's just
Good.
a basic comprehension test that we like to do with our guests
Thank you guys
beforehand.
Perfect.
So that's a good thing.
Perfect.
When I don't have to put on the makeup, Marissa doesn't make fun of me later.
Well, that's awesome.
It's always a...
Is this ready to go? Yeah, got it. That's good.
Should be.
Okay, camera 2 keeps changing. Does anyone know
And
why?
how? Tell me a little bit.
What do you mean by
about
camera
how
2
fast
keeps
it's
on?
supposed to
Why all
go.
3 of them?
So,
On all 3 of them?
video
What do you mean?
Camera 2 had all 3 people.
This is a 4 minutes.
Good. So you're looking for a 1 to 2 minute response to why God killed the Sodomites.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you can summarize actually existence in a couple words for us at the end of the show as well, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I can do that.
Alright, we are going to start recording in 2 minutes.
All right.
How about that, Nick?
So how we're planning to do this is there's 4 questions. All these questions we went out onto the promenade and got from students. And then we brought in Pastor Joseph, Pastor Anna, and they all took 4 different questions. 3 of the questions will be a part of the episode, and for this episode, the 3 inside of it will be where's the church headed, why did God purposely pull people off, and if God is good. And then the one that'll be released separately on IGTV is the why is, or what is stopping Christians from making service the primary part of their lives. So you can answer whichever question's going to take longer, you think you can answer for that one.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to be filming in 1 minute, guys.
Because I like to talk. So
I think that right there is good. Slightly left. Ever so slightly left.
That was the other way I could.
I feel good about that. Is that okay with you?
They were like, just stop talking. All right, fine. We'll make a show.
I don't know how I'm on.
Okay. We good.
Because you're patient.
Just a heads up, because of like the viewing day or whatever, there might be some guests with the being of the school coming in through this door during the middle of filming.
I'll
Don't
work
let
them
that
in
disturb ya.
flawlessly.
Don't just be like, hey, what's good? Like, you know.
Alright.
You know.
I feel good about all
Like,
this.
imagine if like there's a baby crying in the audience.
Don't worry, I typically interact.
Whatever floats your boat.
Alright.
You guys ready to film?
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright, tech team, you guys ready to roll?
You need a little bit more headroom on
Yeah.
Am I speaking to just whatever camera is red, or is it going to be primarily what I'm speaking to?
camera 1.
Honestly, you can just talk to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what we'll do is we'll address the video that we put together, and then she'll ask you to introduce yourself, and then she'll dive into the first question.
Alright, tech team, you guys are ready?
Right there
In
is
the back?
Right there is good.
Oh, it's video. It's
We
not
were good in the
live,
back,
so we can do as many retakes as we
you ready to
want.
go?
Okay, recording on camera 1, recording on camera 3, recording on camera 2. We're ready.
And 1.
And can we get the teleprompter to write to Pastor Ferguson's part?
Alright. We are now recording on the main hard drive.
Alright.
Alright, we're recording on all cameras. Alright, back up a little bit. Do you guys go from you guys on the street, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So it's lower.
So it's lower, keep going down on the teleprompter.
Cameron knows. He's not shooting yet.
Right here, right there.
Yeah.
Combos,
So will
camera.
I hear the question? You will ask me the question?
Yeah. So I'll only really look at the camera for the very beginning, and then I'll just entirely shift. I'll shift
Alright.
my body.
Just be aware, Nick, you can also
looking at
get over the
camera
shoulder
at all.
shots and stuff like that. Be creative with that, but
Yeah,
it's varying and it's far and few between.
Camera 3.
Alright,
Alright.
we're gonna start on camera 2.
Mhm.
Okay.
Got talent ready? Everybody ready?
Cameron, am I hitting the timer switch as soon as we say
Yeah.
3, 2?
Yep.
Okay.
Hit the timer switch as soon as we hit 3, 2.
Alright.
Alright, and we're gonna roll from camera 2 in 5, 4, 3.
So I keep hoping that video that we put together is gonna get better.
Alright, from the top on 2. And 3, 2.
So I keep hoping the video we put together is gonna get better each week, but
It never does.
I mean, it's the same video, so I'm not surprised. I mean, but we need Cass back. We need
Yeah,
Cass
we
back.
do. But anyways, here we have a guest speaker with us. Would you care to introduce yourself, please?
Sure. I'm Pastor Dave Ferguson, the senior pastor of the Collegedale Seventh Adventist Church at the University Church right here on campus.
Awesome. Thank you for being with us today and having this conversation. So the first question, we're just going to get straight into it.
Pretty good.
Someone asked, where are we headed as a church as of right now? Because it kind of seems like we're coming to a split.
So, coming to a split. I think that probably depends on who you're talking to or who you're asking. I would not think it's coming to a split. I will say this, though. There was a day some years back, and it's in an ever-dwindling kind of journey, probably, where the sense was that those at the highest positions, those are the people God speaks to most. And that day has definitely gone, shifted. Remember, pastors used to be moved rather than have asked about their own opinion of whether God was calling them to move, because it was, of course, the Holy Spirit spoke to administrators, not to pastors directly, and the same thing then to parishioners. Now, that's I'm being a little facetious there, but today the individual, I think, feels a high level of responsibility and opportunity to follow their conscience. So probably there are some specific issues the person who asked that question is thinking of. I can kind of imagine and guess them. And I would say it this way, because I grew up in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I am not traditional, but a historic Adventist. So it's kind of a weird, I'm a kind of a weird dynamic. Additionally, I'm a theological conservative and a relational liberal, and that really confuses people. And I would regularly say this, because often the question is asked this way to me: do you see yourself ever leaving the Seventh-day Adventist Church? Which is some version of that same kind of question. And the way that I would respond is, no, nope, but I could see myself getting kicked out. Right? In other words,
that phrase before.
I feel strongly that my conscience is guided directly by God, not through the church, which of course is the historical theology of the church too. So whether it be something like women in pastoral ministry, which I feel very strongly is a calling of God that we need to be paying attention to and uplifting. Well, this is a divisive issue depending on where you are. But there are an awful lot of really good people with calmer heads. But if some split were required to be able to follow conscience, well, okay. I tend to battle from within, though, probably.
Other way.
Very interesting. Yeah, that was a very good answer. We like that.
Am I being graded? That's the
No,
question.
No, not at all.
Yes, but we weren't going to tell you about
I'm
it.
shooting for at least a B.
Yeah, I'll send you an email.
C's get degrees.
Yes, that's right.
It's a point system. One of the other questions that we got was a question of why more Christians, more Adventists, don't make service more of a priority in their spiritual
I'm
life.
gonna take 3 now.
I think it's in part
A little more headroom on one,
because
please.
there is no
Matches
attempt
the other cameras. You actually
to
zoom out just a
differentiate
slight bit.
between those who are voyeur Christians, are club Christians, and those who have submitted themselves completely to Christ. And so we're all there together.
We're gonna take 2 in a sec.
And to differentiate, the other very true thing is we often are comparing what I see of you to what I know of me, not what is true of you. I know, for instance, there are probably some businessmen and women in this community who would be harshly judged on that topic, because people don't. We want them to give of themselves and not make a big deal of it. And so when they give of themselves and don't make a big deal of it, we think they didn't give of themselves and we make a big deal of it. Right. So I think this is really an important thing, though. Years and years and years ago, there was a fascinating study done of younger Christians, Seventh-day Adventists, and what they cared about. And one of the top things that they said was, we believe that Christians should be about serving the needs of the poor, the widowed, the homeless, the disenfranchised, the refugee, the sick, so on, right? Service. Then when asked, do they do it?
3, 2.
In essence, they generally said no.
Camera 1.
And you know what happens to us when we say, and actually believe strongly this thing, but behave this way? Over time, our consciences degrade, right? And so I think it's a really big deal for us to follow up on that urging. You are likely not jaded enough yet. You feel that urging. Don't be thinking, that's good, I'll keep that urging for another time and then I'll use it then. No, now is the time. Today is the day.
That's a good answer. I really like that. Because you can't really see, well, for other people, like what's going on behind the scenes, and then for yourself, just go do the calling.
That's super interesting. And I mean, with that, I'd be interested to know how the Holy Spirit would work in that nudging about service, the necessary nature of service in a Christian spiritual walk. over a period of time too, would that diminish in some sort of way? Or would that just be something that was listened to less and less?
Well, frighteningly, what the Bible characterizes as the one thing God can't forgive is sometimes summed up in this very kind of King Jamesian language of grieving the Spirit. What's grieving the Spirit? Well, it's not listening. It's turning it off. It's turning up the noise of our own lives so that we can't hear. And what the Bible describes is if you do that long enough, and he shouts louder and louder, something breaks in us so that we're not able to hear him. The problem of sin is not that God will sooner or later give up. Sin will actually break us down so that we will give up. And so the idea that the Spirit would be urging you to do something, urging you to go be a student missionary, but it's never a right time, urging you that you should, on a weekend, make more time for visiting somebody who's elderly, but you've got too many tests and all this stuff, right? You know, if we're not careful, sooner or later, that voice grows quieter, not because the voice is quieter, but because we're damaging our hearing. And I think that's pretty dangerous because it gets us to that place where we let go of God, who is our lifeline.
Didn't we kind of talk about that in one of the episodes last, about the unpardonable sin?
Yeah, it was right along that line. I have like a billion questions coming up, but
you will not have a hard time getting me to talk about them, but I know we have time.
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah. So moving on to our second question, the person asked, if God is so loving, why did he kill people off purposefully? So for example, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right there is perfect. We're gonna take.
Okay, so anticipating this question, interested in this question, I want to back up to the core question, which you led with. If God is so loving, so that's the core question, right? Is God really loving? Is he someone we could really trust, or is he some kind of waiting for us to trip up? Is kind of gleefully? Is hell kind of almost a weird happy place for God to, because it gets to get rid of people, and maybe it's just they're really bad. I believe the Bible describes a God who sorrows, deeply sorrows over the results of sin in all of our lives. I remember at summer camp we would sing this song, higher, 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 higher. I won't sing it. Higher, higher, lift Jesus higher. You remember the verse that we get to? Lower, 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 stomp Satan lower. Right? It's like that's God's child.
Stand by camera.
I've got 3 children. If you could convince me that one of them were going to hell for absolute certain, I would be all the more desperate to show them love during the little bit I've got. And I know my heart isn't more tender than God's is. In John chapter 14, Jesus starts that chapter talking about heaven, basically says, don't let your hearts be troubled. So the person asking this question, I think this is pretty key, don't let your hearts be troubled. I care about you. I'm going to make something for you. Of course, I'm coming back for you. And by the way, in the meantime, this is all John 14, I'm sending you the Spirit so I can be with you the whole time. And embedded in the middle of it, he starts talking about the Father. Because we think of the Old Testament God of Sodom and Gomorrah and the flood and the Canaanites and all these. That's the Father. Thank goodness Jesus. Well, 2 things. One, Jesus says in John chapter 14, if you've seen me, if you're wondering if God is love, lock in on Jesus. Because that's who Jesus says the Father is like. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. And by the way, Jesus will also say, when the Pharisees are trying to trip him up, who are you to do all these things? We believe in Abraham, and Jesus will say, yeah, okay, so before Abraham was, I am. He'll use the language that they wouldn't even utter off of their lips, the name of the Old Testament God, right? We can really go. One of the things that's challenging is that God asks humans to write the Bible and humans to read the Bible and to encounter him that way. We could get into some crazy stuff. For instance, the whole story of Abraham and Isaac. If it doesn't strike you as weird, I don't know if you're going to have children, but the idea that some voice could come to you, and I don't care who it is, that could tell you, hey, take your child and sacrifice them, and you would consider doing it. Crazy. And we sometimes read that as, well, this is kind of par for the course with the Old Testament God. Sure, sacrifice your child. In Jeremiah chapter, I believe it's 19 or 25, I could find it, but God says, he talks about this idea of sacrificing one's child, and he says, the idea has never even entered my mind.
Ooh, we just lost focus on 3.
Wait. What about Isaac and Abraham? The idea. You know what's fascinating? In the course of that whole thing, he asked him to do it, and Abraham does it. That suggests to me Abraham had a leaning. There was a culture there, right? So everything about the culture is this fire and brimstone, this sacrifice your children or whatever. And so God calls him to do this, but as he does it, and he will utter this incredible prophecy, he's going to say, well, actually God will provide, which, by the way, is the story of the Bible. God will provide for you. And out of this incredible, chase you down through the galaxies kind of love. But as he's raising the knife, the angel stops him, and the first 2 words that he says are, Abraham, Abraham. And in Scripture, whenever a voice utters the name twice in a row, it's a device to say, and you can hear it if I say it right, Abraham, Abraham. Don't lift your hand against this boy. In other words, most scholars unpacking this would say to us, you know what? This is God trying to teach something. This is a crazy thing you've considered doing, Abraham. Abraham. He'll say, Peter, you're going to deny me. You're not going to stand up for Paul, Saul, right? He'll say, Martha. Why? Don't get so upset. As if to say, how could you think this? Really, I'm stunned that we have to talk about it. I'm stunned that we would have to go through this example. I'm stunned that we are here with you and a knife in the air, right? And Jeremiah would say, in the words of God, it's never even crossed my mind to sacrifice a child. Which is fascinating then when it comes to Jesus coming and being sacrificed, right? Except that Jesus will say, the Father doesn't sacrifice me. I give my own life, and I will raise it up again. Crazy talk, right? If you're wondering at the core, because we could talk a lot about Sodom and Gomorrah, the Canaanites are a fascinating thing. By the way, they're interesting things. This whole notion, for instance, of utterly destroying, right? Joshua utterly destroyed the Anakites, and in Joshua 11. And 4 chapters later, Caleb chases them out of the country. Wait, what? I thought you utterly destroyed them. This last year in football season, I don't know if you care about football, but in week 4, the Chiefs utterly destroyed Tampa Bay.
My roommate was watching it. He was pretty distraught.
Well, guess what? Utter destruction in the NFL does not mean they don't play the next week, or that none of them, that they're in the grave, right? In Deuteronomy, God's words, He will say, as you drive them out, utterly drive them from the land. And in just a few words later, will say, and don't intermarry with them. Wait, what? These are human beings writing, human beings reading. We need to take a look at the whole picture and put the pieces all together. And it would appear, if you read faithfully, that God didn't exactly charge them with killing every single person, and they didn't do it. And if you really want to know, go to Jesus. And He will say, you have any questions about who God is, who the Father is, who the Spirit is, who I am? Look at me, and I'm the one who will lay my life down for you, rather than chance the possibility of not being able to live with you forever.
Closer.
Well, for the age-old question.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Okay, that's fine.
And you sort of touched on this.
Right.
Why do bad things happen to good people?
Yeah, that's pretty strong. Yeah.
There is a weird
We need to take 3 right now.
Christian myth
Taking it.
that has turned into full-on versions of Christianity.
One standby.
That if you serve
We're
God,
on it right now, so don't touch it.
pain and suffering will cease now. It just doesn't happen to be found in Scripture.
Oops.
Well, I mean, we do things like, you know, Jesus will say, if you're coming with me, take up a cross and follow me. And we think, oh, what a beautiful thing to hang around one's neck. Or maybe I'll have it emblazoned on my T-shirt. Or no. What he's saying is, step up to a place of pain and suffering for other people and for a cause greater than you. I love C.S. Lewis. And in a series of radio shows, something like the Midnight Hour, I think it was called, he ended up sharing something that I love, and then it was published in little booklets. I first read of it in a book, you know, on this topic by Philip Yancey, called Disappointment with God, and I just highly recommend it. But this quote from C.S. Lewis, I'm gonna rough quote, okay? If you're all right with that. Anybody who would want, you could let me know. I would be able to find it for you in its exact version. So I'll torture it just a little bit with you here. He says this. He says, for you and I Christians, when beyond hope or belief, our prayers are answered, before we get too full of ourselves, maybe we'd do well to ask ourselves a question. Why is it that those who have served God best seem to be treated the worst?
A little bit out.
Right down to his very own son.
All right, right there is good.
And then C.S. Lewis asked this question.
Right.
Could it be
We're gonna go to 3
that if
there.
I were more faithful, God could trust me in more desperate posts on the battlefield?
Right now.
Deep.
See, there is a version of Christianity that says follow Jesus, and Christianity, it's a playground, right? And you get all the good toys, and if a bully should chance upon you, you just whistle over, and Jesus is the big brother, and he knocks him down, and so on, right? And so all of my life is all about me getting all the goodies and the niceties, but this is a part of this whole, both questions, the question about death and so on in the Old Testament, you know, because the flood or any of these number of these things, Jesus and God is interested in saving us, but not saving us for a second, saving us for eternity. And so what happens in the meantime is a full-on battle, a full-on war. And what I admit I've begun praying in my life is not nearly so much rescue me from ever having any problem, but grow my faith so that I could represent you well in the midst of this battle. Ellen White in the book Education says we should teach our young people that we are on a battlefield, not a playground. It's not going to be just easy. And by the way, is there anybody who steps up and we say, yeah, see, there's the person who is the example of everything always went well? There aren't those people because we live in a sinful world, and in fact, this is exactly what God predicted to Adam and Eve. Wouldn't it be ironic if what God had predicted didn't come true? But in fact, instead, what he predicted does come true, but the devil's PR campaign is so fantastic that what God said would happen happens, and we turn to God and go, what in the world is this? Right?
That's a good point.
Rather, you know, Christians should be just flat ticked off at sin. Because it wreaks havoc, it kills, it destroys, and it doesn't do it in a straight line. If I'm the one who does it, you'd say, well, okay, maybe then I'll get all the... No. It might be you, it might be my children, it might be your children, it might be the country next door that has to bear the price. And God says, man, the results of these sins are born from generation to generation to generation, and they just keep heaping up. We need rescue. And that's the bottom line of it. Jesus would say, that's what I'm in the middle of doing. I am rescuing you. And this one last little thing I would just add to it. I think it's fantastic, and we sometimes treat Revelation and some of what prophecy has said as kind of our proofs of this, or let's get our calendars on the wall and figure out what time it is and when we need to start getting ready or whatever. To me, what I love about the book of Revelation is it tells me so much more about how much God loves me and what he's doing for me. And here's something fantastic and interesting. The average Seventh-day Adventist Christian understands this notion of the millennium, right? It's this 1,000 years, which, by the way, numbers in Revelation are prophetic, right? So it's 10 times 10 times 10, which is the number of perfection. Perfect times perfect times perfect amount of time for what?
A little bit out of zoom out on camera,
in
please.
the millennium, in the book of Revelation, is about God saying, here it all is.
I like how it is.
There absolutely must be things you couldn't get a look into. that would cause you to wonder whether I'm trustworthy or not. We're going to take a perfect times perfect amount of time, however much time it takes, and I will open every single thing I have ever done to you. Not just that I've done it to you. Anything I've done I will reveal to you, and at the end of it, you get to judge me. God is saying, look, this is not this whole thing that's happening through Scripture, it's not a question of you. This is a question about God. Do we trust Him or not? Is He worth our followership or not? That's the beginning of the problem, and that'll be the end of the problem. And as that time period ends, two things happen. First, every tear will be wiped away. Fascinating, isn't it? That it's well into the New World situation, right? Into the millennium, that our tears are wiped away. Well, of course, if we're processing people that we had hoped would be there, and people that we're wondering why they are there, and all of that, no, we're going to have to grieve. And God says, you know what? We will grieve, and we'll grieve together, and every tear will be satisfied. And at the end of that, everyone, Revelation says, both the righteous, the redeemed, and the lost, all of them, bow the knee and say,
Camera 1, stand by.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Holy, holy, holy is the Lamb. Holy is you were right. Yeah, I mean, inescapably, you are right. You are trustworthy. You are this love that you say you are.
And camera 1.
Almost started preaching there. Sorry.
No. I would have been fine with that. I'm not going to stop you. That's such an interesting thing because it totally it shifts our understanding of the reason that Jesus came to earth from Jesus came down to plead our case to God, and almost puts it under a light that Jesus came down to plead God's case to us.
And in fact, the book of Job, which is considered to be the oldest book of the Bible,
I've been listening to those sermons.
We're in the middle of a Job series. You are at stake in this court case, but your evidence about God, it's not that you're the one on trial. He's the one on trial, and you are a witness of Him, and you get to be one of His witnesses, and you get to be one of His judges.
We're going to take 3 now.
Crazy time, if you ask me. And He says, look, this is the way salvation is going to happen.
Can you zoom out a little
We're
bit?
going to deal with this, not in the short term. So some pain's going to happen.
Right there.
And I'm going to ask you to be a warrior for me. Which, by the way, if you've got a good friend, or you have a spouse, or if you have children, you have a father or mother that you care about,
Take it now.
everybody uses language like I love you. Every once in a while, you get to do
Camera 1,
something
that's a little close.
that
Gonna go to
defines
3
what
in a
those
sec.
words actually mean.
And take it now.
And I will admit, I want to have the
Stand by
courage
camera 1.
to be able to say extreme
Zoom out a little bit.
love language on that subject.
Right there.
I got to from my
You
mother,
had it. Right.
who was dying of
One more.
cancer, and I was able to sacrifice in unique
Camera 1,
and
gonna take it.
costly ways to myself that I find myself so
Camera 2,
grateful I
stand by.
got to do. And I don't think back at that.
Take it now.
You know, I think about what Paul says when he
3.
says, I joy
Stand by
in the
3.
suffering for Christ because I enter into his suffering, what he is up to.
3.
And it's a privilege, right? I feel that way about what I got to do with
Camera 1, I like
my
that
mom,
thought.
and it instructs me. Same thing, whether it's
Yep,
kids
keep
or
it. Camera 1.
that if I get to do something extreme for God, carry some burden for Him in a way that still allows His character to shine through
Take
me.
it now. Camera
By the
3,
way,
stay
circle
there.
all the way back. It's kind of the message of Job. You can have all your questions. You can feel desperate, and you can struggle
2,
with
stand
mental
by.
health
Number
and
1,
with
can you get,
discouragement and
Aaron
even
and
doubt
Sarah
about
again?
God, but staying in it
Stand
and
by
bearing
2.
up under it. That's what God in the end says. Job said what was right about me. That I would stay with him, that I would come and I would talk to him, and we would work this thing out.
Well, that's a perfect spot to end for now. Where can I contact you and Sarah and whoever else wants to talk to you more about these questions?
All right, so I'll give you two really. I'll admit to you, the best is probably email because that's my brain doesn't get somehow reset. I don't accidentally open a text and then don't get back to it because it floated down too fast or whatever.
I'm not good at texting.
Yeah, which I've got a recommendation for Apple. But anyway, email. You can either email me directly, David K. Ferguson at southern.edu, or you can email church at southern.edu,
Stand by camera 3.
and they'll direct it to me. You say, Pastor Dave, blah. It will get to me in either of those cases.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for taking the time to talk about this. This is some great answers. I was just intrigued the entire time.
What's a delight?
I hope they cut out this. Actually, no. I hope they don't cut out the silence right after all the questions. So it was just like, oh my goodness, that was awesome.
Well, it is my delight, and I would hope that anybody. Hey, look, just be honest. I'm willing to talk to anybody about most any of this, but I really am anxious to talk to students. And you should know you could show up at the church offices at any time. And my team knows that if a university student shows up at the office, if I'm in a meeting, they are welcome to come get me out of it to talk to them and at least figure out, okay, so when are we going to get together?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You bet. Absolutely. Love what you're doing.
That was awesome.
Did you guys want to do are you guys doing the outro with him, or we're doing that separate?
We'll fade the outro, or like
Okay.
we'll do the. They put like the lights on there and it goes.
So
across the screen.
that will be the end of the guest speaker.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a cut.
Oh my goodness.
All right, let's
So
cut that.
The hard drive.
So
That's
good.
that's
Thank
a wrap
you
on the,
for the invitation.
guest.
And you don't need to wonder if the answer would be yes to do anything that would help you in the future.
didn't work for us.
Alrighty, so we just finished the shoot.
Good.
This is like one of the things that we do every Thursday. So we interview people here for the show and stuff. It's like for stuff like this, it really tires me because like I'm not doing a lot when I'm like operating a camera and stuff like that. So it's like I'm not like super active. Cameron had to sit down and everything, so it's like the figuring out like what we have to do anyways.
Whatever the questions are,
And when we're doing our stuff here,
whatever issues there are, he is patient and is not in a hurry.
it is 1:41. We're around hitting 6 more hours, around 6 hours now. Are you feeling it?
Yeah, we're about to hit 1 o'clock. Well, it's because I ate. I'm definitely feeling it.
Well, like it's because I'm not doing like a lot of like active things.
We were feeling pretty tired when we got out of class because we were sitting for a while, and this time we were just standing for a while. So definitely started to feel it. Once we start like getting back and doing stuff, I got my friend with the motorcycle and Andre with the motorcycles. We got 2 motorcycles at the same time.
Okay.
At 3 o'clock.
So we're gonna just shoot it here all on campus.
And that stuff. We're probably not gonna leave campus till like 8.
Yeah, we're not leaving.
That'd be awesome.
Good. Well,
Cool.
let me know anything, either personally or.
Good. Sweet. So it sounded good back there?
Oh yeah, it sounded good.
Good.
There's only like one issue that like.
Julia, how you feeling?
Great.
Nice.
Yeah. So you're looking like camera right there.
I am. Yeah.
Such a pro.
It's really hot, Dwight. What should we do?
Oh yeah, I know how this goes. I know
Pull it
how
off
this
like
goes.
that.
Just turn it off right now?
Ramble and they make it sound and look
Okay.
good.
Yeah, they
It's really hot. Feel it.
Well, I'm not surprised. I think
Right, well, that's
okay.
No, it's 10. I said it.
We can cut that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I always
Yeah,
think
just
back
tell
there,
Cameron
they're
when
like,
you cut that.
Yeah, we're not gonna use that. We're not gonna use
Cut this?
that.
When you cut
Just
that.
going thing by
When?
thing.
Should I do it soon?
Tell him now. Tell him now.
I have a lot of people in the room.
Cameron, I think I need to cut this.
We got this one, Ollie.
Yeah.
Well, let me know too where these are airing. I'd be
Yeah.
very interested to see
Sure.
what Pastor Joseph did, Pastor Anna.
We'll send a link. Also, you can go to the School of Journalism and Communication. Just type that in on YouTube, and
So,
it'll be the first one.
Are we
It'll
putting
go
there's
green.
up right
and
now?
Cameron
Yeah.
should?
Oh yeah. This is our
Totally.
10th episode. I think.
Yeah, tomorrow's the 10th. I think.
Definitely
Tomorrow's the ninth.
stoked
Good
about that.
Yeah,
That was the
yeah.
9th.
The one they just did is number 10.
Yeah, the one we're working on now is the 10th.
Well, I
So
love that you're taking.
this camera
taking
is running around
questions from
3 hours
students.
and 46 minutes worth of footage already.
I almost
There's 3 hours on this right now?
No
Yeah.
one knew who I was.
Why haven't we cut this? No. Oh, we have cut.
Yeah.
We haven't run a camera
We're good in the system.
for longer than an hour yet.
Yeah, like the reason why I know is the time code. That's how much we've been recording for this.
Yeah, but yeah, in total. But we dropped all that stuff earlier, I thought.
No, we didn't. We dropped the DAG.
We dropped the original deck cam.
Oh, we're running the Panasonic right now. Yeah, because the Panasonic ran from 10:48 to 12:10 and 12:35 to 1:43 already.
Yeah, like this camera's a beast.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a beast of files.
Oh no, it's not.
No. Well, what's the card size?
I really wanted
It's a
to meet Joe,
128.
for no other reason,
Yeah, but
because I knew we could get rid of
uploading the files and putting them into Premiere is gonna be a beast.
Oh no, it's because it's a it's a really low bit rate.
the series.
Okay.
It's tiny bit rate. Like 7 or 12, you said, or 18.
It's 12. It's 12 megabits per second.
That is so small. Like you can't do much with that, but it's okay. You can't do amazing things.
You
with it.
can't do anything on Mac with it.
Yeah. Well, regardless, yeah.
I just need to put it on to my Windows.
Yeah.
I'm just uploading it to the hard drive through my Mac.
Survey issue, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to talk about it.
Just Julia's just chilling.
Well, you're
Just chilling.
CA.
Well, I hope you found the seat comfortable because you'll be back. I went to CA.
Just be my
See you guys.
Thank you so
Skin.
much.
Thank you.
Yes,
Did you
absolutely.
graduate? 2019.
Why you're familiar? I was 2008.
Yeah, you were there at CA, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So what are you doing, Tony?
I look at the. I remember looking at a list.
For a while, I was like, I know I'm from Florida, and then you kept saying Alabama, 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 and I was like, oh boy.
Who does CA know?
Yeah.
All 4 years?
Yeah.
Wait, when'd you
That's
go?
alright.
How did we not
2018.
see you?
I have to whiz.
I mostly kept to myself.
No, I want him to keep.
I don't know. I was traveling back and forth between here and Alabama each day with my dad.
Oh.
I was just gonna say,
I
you
gotta
have time
leave.
for me to go to the restroom?
Yes, we have time for you to do that.
Oh, sweet.
Oh my stars and garlic. Don't worry about it.
You
Go.
started it like this.
All right.
Ended like this. I did it again.
I'm so tired. I forgot I
have.
have an assignment due tonight, and I have to go do that, so I'm gonna skip a class. It's not advisable, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay.
I'm just ranting on your vlog.
It's a 24-hour vlog.
Mm.
Okay, let's get this back on the tripod so I can rant.
This is not in the middle, the middle thingy.
All right, then, Sarah, you got it, because this is not my.
Oh no, I just because I can see like directly, so I can like guide you.
Oh, I didn't even see that thing.
Well, I'll be
Yeah.
Aaron.
No, why'd you move this all over here? Oh, sorry.
Okay, so
There you go.
we're here with the lights.
I'll do it after that.
All right, so 6 hours.
We're gonna be
Feeling that.
You're dead tired on the media shoot tomorrow.
Feeling it.
Oh, that looks weird. That feels weird.
Like Cameron. So
Oh no, I'm thinking Jolene, not Arlene.
Yeah.
Jolene.
So we got Noah in the background right here. Noah Bryan. He just left.
Bynum.
Oh, well, how do you say your last name again?
Bynum.
Bynum Bites?
Yeah, Bynum Bites.
Bynum Bites.
Or the Bynum Nines.
The Bynum 9.
Yeah, shoe brand.
The bottom of the knife. So what do you really think of us actually doing this experiment, Noah?
A 24-hour shoot.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna be dead tired.
Do you think I'm dead tired now?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
Like you're still in your normal routine.
Yeah, well, like, this is not my normal routine, technically.
Well, I'm talking about your circadian rhythm, your awakeness.
Oh, my awakeness? Yo, I'm so woke. We got Julia behind Noah.
Huh?
She's like a blog photographer. You're gonna probably like see her like all night. Probably not.
I'm down.
You're down? Down to party. Yeah, Julia said she's down to party with us the whole night. Yeah.
The whole night, Julia? Big commitment.
Big commitment.
Oh my goodness.
Man down, man down.
So we got
Okay, that's the picture. I think that's the best one.
Cam here. Cam, how are you actually feeling, bro?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Cam,
I'm
is
feeling-
that the thing now?
I'm feeling pretty tired.
Yeah?
Like, and I know that I gotta go. I don't know how I'm gonna be feeling in 12 hours. I don't know how I'm gonna be feeling in 15 hours. But I'm not gonna lie, it's been. This is really comfortable, and I can fall asleep right now.
Get up. see, we have Nick.
I will keep you alive and awake.
Hey, do you still have that Coke?
We gotta do like jumping jacks.
Wait, so what class is this 24-hour thing for?
Well,
Well, what class is the 1 hour thing for that you're doing the
that's just
24-hour
storytelling.
thing for?
Advanced digital storytelling.
Wait, you're doing this for your like
What's up, dog?
project?
yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah.
For
pretty good. Aaron,
Pretty weird.
Just gonna show me the set.
This is the set. He's in the
not-
bathroom. I know.
Video
He just
for
like dipped and dabbed.
So people can finally take the one job I don't.
Do we want to switch roles for
Guy who knows the
this?
streaming stuff.
Yeah, I think we should switch.
Auditorium.
You know what? Hold this.
I
Don't
don't
get the
have to
dad
do
cam
every
back.
single
That's
one.
like you my switch role.
They see me so much they're trying to get me to switch majors, and I don't want to do that.
Wait, Dwight, does this eye viewfinder count as a third point of stabilization?
Either that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to do
I
that.
love you guys. I like you guys enough, but no.
Nope. It's not fully charged, but it's charged.
Do you only need one battery for it?
Noah,
Yes,
are you gonna watch the whole hour?
It's the same
I could.
Will you?
I mean, when's it going down?
Sorry,
In like a week. In like
All
2
right,
weeks.
let's
I might.
Did you turn off your mic?
If I'm not doing a research paper, I might.
Okay.
You got trust issues.
Speaking of
Aaron?
research, papers,
I
how
was
are you
just trying to
doing
do
on
my
yours?
best for y'all.
Let's not speak about that.
Hey, you wanna know?
All right.
Wait.
I gotta do something with Jack.
All of that is in the hard drive
Okay.
as an AVCHP file thing.
Are we switching cameras? Because let me write down the time.
I have another research paper.
Yeah, because I could charge that camera
All right, are we switching cameras right now?
after I format. All right, and we have 2 hours on
Oh
this.
no, yeah, hit.
3, 2, 1, recording.
All right, we're switched. We're going to the dad cam.
And should I stop?
Yeah.
Make sure you both get this on film.
We have stopped recording on here, and I'm gonna turn it off.
If I'm not in this video, I'll be slightly
All right.
disappointed.
You'll be in it.
Okay,
Let's see if
good.
we
In
can
the
wrap this
24
up by
hours.
2:30.
Okay.
How do you turn it off?
We can.
I don't know. You can stay there and just stand.
All right, let's get Noah on the teleprompter. Nick on the. I'll take care of that.
Switcher.
Just put that in tripod.
Circles that record button.
All right.
It's so funny.
Right?
Alright, I'm gonna watch it then when I can hear it.
Oh, never mind.
So far, it looks really promising.
stupid.
Come on, let's it.
All right, here we go. Hey, you guys in the back. You guys ready? We're gonna start from the intro, the talking intro at the very beginning.
So, do I need to be on it?
All right, let's get this framing set up.
I don't know.
Hola, mi amigos.
What question do you ask?
If God is good, why is it?
The plexiglass is not good.
I asked why do bad things happen to good people.
I can hear you, Dwight.
Okay.
Okay. At camera, I want to fix it for that camera.
I think I might change the. No, I'll just use the question we have written.
For
Should I?
Okay.
Because I kind of tweaked the question a little bit. Because I said, if God is so loving, why did he purposefully kill people?
Oh,
but the
that's
first
bad.
part wasn't even in it. He was like,
fine.
going off the
Yeah,
first
you-
bit. And I was like, no,
I was like-
go off of it.
Okay, Sarah, can we move me a little bit this way?
How dare you?
You sure?
I think it's his answers addressed it directly. So.
His answers were all really good.
He should be a preacher.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You should probably tell him that.
What's
He'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
Someone else is like dirty looks now. I was like,
Oh no, that's
All right, we're good.
I'm gonna say the question.
All right, let's get that framing set up.
Coming.
So should I say why do bad things happen to good people? Didn't last one go that backwards? So,
But it was pretty much the same question, just phrased differently.
so I should just stick with if God is all. God is.
okay.
Okay. Camera number 2. Slightly zoom in. Okie dokie.
I'll play it.
Your knuckle, your wrist.
No, my wrist don't crack.
I can never do this one.
Okay, tell me where this is going.
Oh my goodness, Aaron.
Breaker 19. Trying to sound like
Okay. All right, talent. You guys ready?
If Aaron would shut up, yes.
You guys gonna be ready to run the intro
Yes, sir.
to the talking intro
talking.
or talking debrief?
Do you want me to be like, hey
you
guys,
recording? Am I
I'm
still on
Aaron
this guy?
Patterson.
So that
Yeah.
conversation was 28 minutes.
28.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty long.
All right, so this is what I think we need to do. Only the 3 questions. I asked a whole nother question, and he went out on a 5-minute tangent. That was so good. I want to break parts of that up and post it by parts on TikTok, because I've seen videos with that kind of like intense questions that have gone like crazy viral, like 800,000 likes on TikTok. And I think that if we format that right, so we can cut out as much as we need to for the episode.
You feel good all about
Important question would be the last 2.
Last
so the
2.
first one got it.
Are you getting us to know where the last 2 questions need to be in the episode?
Because those ones really mesh. He goes and jumps between the 2 a bunch.
Okay, and then yeah, if you want to figure out what's the best way to edit it for TikTok,
Sure, yeah.
So get like a 1-minute recap, I think that'd be good.
Well, and I mean, I've seen people just post like part 1, someone asked the
part
question,
2.
and then he starts going in, and then someone's like, oh boy, I gotta click. And then I've watched like 10, 15 part videos with stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, let's run it. All right, we're going from the talking intro.
Recording on 3.
Okay, I'm recording on 2.
So, am I
Recording
saying,
on 1.
hey, I'm Aaron Patterson. So I'm saying, hey, I'm Aaron Patterson.
Okay, so do I touch the camera?
All right, you guys ready? All right, and you're recording now?
You can act like it's
Yep.
weird. We'll banter.
All 3 are recording. You recording in the back? Okay, we're going from the talking intro from camera 2 in 5, 4, 3.
Is the Adventist Church coming to a split?
If God is so good, why is there so much pain and suffering?
Consider this conversation ignited.
You guys want to run that again?
Do you want another one?
Yes, it's because Aaron has all, Sarah has all the life and media management ministry.
Congratulations, Sarah, I
Let me
guess.
turn on. Let me see if I can.
Congratulatory.
Box. There you go.
There you go.
Ah, kind of like a little party.
Okay. All right, we're gonna run from the talking intro.
Whenever.
Hold on. You want to iris up?
That is so weird.
Wait,
Is the Adventist Church coming to a split?
If God is all good, why is there so much pain and suffering?
Consider this conversation.
Do you want? Because there's 2 flicker boxes that I turned off. Do you want just one of those on?
The Adventist Church.
That's pretty good.
How's
No, it was
that better?
I like it.
It just sounded perfect. I know you didn't like it because you just rushed the end of it. Like it was like willy-nilly. You were just like, yeah, whatever.
Do you want me to iris down then?
Okay. All right. Okay, we fixed the lighting. We had a little bit of issue. All right, let's go from the talking intro again on camera 2 in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Is the Adventist Church coming to a split?
If God is so good, why is there so much pain and suffering?
Consider this conversation ignited. Let's run it again.
Yes,
Let's
that
run
was
it
so
again.
bad. I stumbled across my
3.
words.
Is the Adventist Church coming to a split?
If God is so good, why is there so much pain and suffering?
We gotta consider this conversation ignited.
You feel good about it? Okay, let's cut on that then.
All right.
My
Got that?
ex-girlfriend who's now
Okay.
married to someone
Yep.
started a clothing company.
And then let's go from the welcoming debrief.
Wait, we'll
Cut that, Hal?
Do what now?
You want to cut that?
Okay.
Oh.
Hey
And then we'll
guys,
start
welcome
recording
back
for
to
welcoming
Tonight.
debrief.
My name is Aaron Patterson, and I am a sophomore at the School of Journalism and Communication.
Okay, that should stop it.
There we go. All right.
Dated more?
We ready to start?
Lukey.
I did not know that.
Is she your friend?
I know her.
You're just dissing.
No, I don't care.
Who?
I don't care.
She's hype.
No, I haven't seen her in like 2 years.
Oh, me neither. You're fine.
We are now recording on 3.
Oh,
We're
sorry.
now recording on 2.
Headline.
And 1 is now recording, and you recording in the back. All right, and we're going from the welcoming debrief in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ignite. My name is Erin Patterson, and I am a sophomore out of the School of Journalism and Communication.
Hey guys, my name is Sarah Manuel, and I am also.
Hey, we're gonna run that one more time.
Right.
All right, we're taking from camera 1 with Sarah. We want the close-up in 5,
Close up.
4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ignite. My name is Erin Patterson, and I am a sophomore out of the School of Journalism and Communication.
Hey guys, my name is Sarah Manuel, and I am also a sophomore out of the School of Journalism and Communication. What are we going to talk about today?
So welcome
Sorry,
back
let's
to
do
part
that.
3 of
Let's do-
difficult. I don't even know what the script is. Difficult spiritual questions. If you haven't, so I'm just saying, like, if you haven't checked it out yet, we've talked to. Blah, blah,
Wait,
blah,
what are you
blah,
talking
blah,
about?
blah,
Yeah,
blah.
just let him go.
Just
let
be
him
like,
run it.
if we haven't checked. If you
All right, from camera 3 in 5, 4, 3.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ignite. My name is Erin Patterson, and I am a sophomore out of the School of Journalism and Communication.
Hey guys, my name is Sarah Manuel, and I am also a sophomore out of the School of Journalism and Communication. And if you watched any of the previous episodes, you know that that's not true. Guess what we are doing today?
So welcome back to part 3 of asking difficult spiritual questions. If you haven't seen the first 2 parts, make sure to check them out because it's really good stuff.
Yeah. And if you haven't, even if you have, I'm going to tell you give you a preface of what we're doing. We have gone out onto the street here, the promenade, and asked students what their difficult spiritual, Adventist, or Christian question may be. And then we've asked 3 separate people, Pastor Joseph Cabaz, Pastor Anna, and Pastor Ferguson, to come in and answer those questions for us.
Yeah. So what is one question that you would have?
I knew you were going to do this. I knew you were going to do it actually
Putting you
because
on
it's
the
in the
spot.
script.
I mean, yeah. So now you have to think of one.
But I don't
Do you
have
have
one.
some time?
Let me think of it while you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine was, what is it? Do dogs go to heaven? Because that's, I don't know. Okay, now you go.
Okay. Do cats go to heaven? We'll just cover all the
Very
bases. Do
original.
cats come to heaven? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So before we get into all that conversation with Pastor Ferguson, we're gonna go ahead and play the clip with the 4 questions that we're gonna cover today. So Aaron and Sarah, take that away.
All right, let's run that from the top of the debrief again on camera 1. Camera 3.
Did we get a wide shot or a medium shot?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I mean camera 1.
For the I kept seeing the light come on over here.
Yeah, me too.
You guys have a wide shot here, but you guys didn't take that.
Yeah, so let's take the rest after. All right, so it's gonna go scroll. Is there a script?
Yeah, there's a
I'll make
script.
them scroll down.
Hey guys, welcome to
All right, so right after this, right when I say, or Sarah's gonna actually say this. Welcome to part 3 of asking.
So when
difficult
Sarah
questions.
says welcome to part 3 of asking difficult questions, then they're going to go to a wide shot when they banter about the questions about.
I'll tell them. I'll preface what that is.
It'll be wide after welcome to part 3 of asking difficult questions. After that phrase, be sure to check those out as well. That'll be a close-up of Sarah, and then we'll go into a wide shot, and that'll be just a wide shot. Yes, but it says Sarah responds with a close-up. There is no Sarah response. All right, so from camera 1, we're starting in welcoming debrief in 3, 2.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ignite. My name is Erin Patterson, and I am a sophomore out of the School of Journalism and Communication.
Hey guys, my name is Sarah Manuel, and I'm also a sophomore out of the School of Journalism and Communication. And if this is
All right, from 1.
I was like, power through.
Good
You
job.
know English. I was reverting all the way to 1st grade. I was like, you can do this.
All right, give us a second. We're all right. From camera 1, welcoming debrief. 3, 2.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ignite. My name is Erin Patterson, and I am a sophomore out of the School of Journalism and Communication.
Hey guys, my name is Sarah Manuel, and I'm also a sophomore out of the School of Journalism and Communication. If this is your first episode, then that's not true, I'm Aaron. But guess what we're talking about today?
Well, yeah, so welcome part.
Alright, just take it from the close-up.
Okay, sounds good.
Close-up of Sarah. 3, 2.
Welcome back to part 3 of asking difficult spiritual questions. If you haven't seen the first 2 episodes, you should definitely check it out. It's some really good stuff.
It's really good stuff, and for those of you who have or haven't seen it, I'm going to preface it anyway. What Sarah and I have done, we've gone out onto the promenade here at Southern and asked students the same question. What question do you struggle with when it comes to spirituality, Christianity,